Yes, I mean, is this a topic that you guys, as you always, you people would always refer to each other, as you guys discuss on campus? Widely discussed topic on campus?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It definitely is something that is discussed. I wouldn't say it's discussed openly, publicly, but it is something that university students do discuss on a regular basis. But I think that what one has to establish first is how do we define religion? Because a lot of the time we may think that religion is just ahkam and fiqh. But as we know, when we study the religion is iman, Islam and ihsan. So a lot of the time when people maybe say they are leaving Islam, they may be leaving the ahkam aspect, but maybe they maintain that sense of spirituality. So I think one of the challenges of the secular world that we live in is that we've divorced spirituality from Islam.
I think that's a very important point that you are making today.
Absolutely.
So what we have to do is that we have to show people that being a good person, honesty, decency, integrity, courage, all these things are just facets and tenets of this religion. And just because you may be struggling with a particular ahkam aspect like salah or hijab, does not mean that you're no longer Muslim.
Yeah.
That's your challenge that Allah has given to you, and we have to create a space where we facilitate that growth as young people. Secondly, I think it's also important to ask the question, I do believe that some young people are disconnecting, but I do believe that most young people have been disconnected. And what I mean by that is that they haven't necessarily done the disconnecting themselves. It's the society that they've grown up in that has fundamentally disconnected them from the religion. And I think that before you can disconnect yourself from Islam, you first had to have been connected in the first place. And Abu Hanifa said that if the kings knew what we had, they would send their armies to come and take it away from us. So there's something profound about Islamic knowledge and knowing about your Creator and knowing about this religion that draws you to it beyond just speaking and performing actions. So we have to create a space where people realize that Islam is more than just what you do, but it's how you feel, it's the way you act towards people.
Okay. What are the main problem issues among youth in terms of how relevant Islam is on campus?
Yeah, so I'd like to associate myself with Sheikh West. I totally agree with what he said. I think that Imam Ghazali said something amazing. He said that worshipping Allah is invalid until you know Him. So we first have to know Allah first, and then the worshipping comes afterwards. And I firmly believe that once you establish that relationship with your Creator, the salah follows, the hijab follows. All these things follow because you want to please your Creator. You don't want to disappoint your Creator. So I think that we have to first strategize and say, what is the most important knowledge that our youth need to be seeing at this point, and make a distinction between information and wisdom. The big problem in today's world is that there's too much information, and the real things that are elevating you in terms of your iman are being diluted in various respects. I also think that there are lots of barriers to religion. There are a lot of people that want to become closer to Allah, but maybe they are being shut out because they may not be dressing in the right way. Now obviously this is not a debate about what is haram and what is halal, but the question is, how do we apply this in the modern context? How do we enforce these things? Do we enforce it out of fear, or do we enforce it out of love? And our sunnah is always a sunnah of love. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. If you love Allah, follow Rasulullah, and Allah loves you. So we have to show our children Rasulullah not just through our words, through our actions. We have to speak in the way Rasulullah spoke. We have to show our children Him not just on the books, on the bookshelves, but through our character and through our actions. Because really as Muslims, our sunnah is clear, our Quran is there for us, Allah gave us the Quran. We just have to learn it, we have to understand it, we have to live it. And that's how we improve our society.
Thank you. Your final comments?
Yeah, I think Islam is not confined to a place. Obviously the masjid is the place where we come together and congregate and we learn about our religion. But الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ, those who remember Allah standing, sitting, and on their sides in every single environment. That's the religion that we have to cultivate. I think that we also have to create a society that focuses on education, wisdom, and love. And just to end off, my sheikh used to say to me, spread Islam through your state, not through your statements.